Crystal's question was, what are some traits in your favorite clients? I have worked with I've lost count. It's over 30 different clients, and some come and go, some end mutually, some fizzle out, some I've resigned from, some have quit me. To be honest, I have a whole article about one that quit me. You can go back and read. And not everyone's a good fit, but after years of experience, my first requirement in a good client, now once I have had that experience and I know what I'm doing, is that they be serious about their business. It's the clients who don't take their business seriously. It just plays mind games on me. Like, I don't want to invest in their business because I don't see them doing it. They need to realize it's for the long haul, and they need to take it seriously. And what I mean by that is show up. If you say you're going to or you're going to do something for your business, you better do it. Don't take a year to do it. Don't just talk about it and cycle back to it and draw it out. Like, the serious people will make a decision and move on and deliver. So I like clients that are serious. Do you know, have you guys worked with any of the people who are not so serious? They're just kind of flaky, kind of in and out, and you just kind of never know when to expect to hear from them. And it makes you really lower your priority with them. Like, I don't want to work on their stuff because I feel like I'm getting nowhere. And that kind of goes into, I don't believe them. If I don't believe in their business, why am I going to invest all my time in it? The fun part for me is when I see my clients succeed, when I see them go from, working their butts off to making really decent money. Like, that makes me happy. Like, the successes make me happy. And so if I get the client where I'm just always spinning my wheels, it's just not fun. However, if you're starting out, my best advice is to get all the experience you can. Just know that this client might not be someone you want to align yourself with long term. That is really good advice there. Another thing I really like, and is a must, especially at this point in my business, is they have to have good photos. Online is all about photos and video. We can make it work if they're not good at video. That's okay. I mean, none of us are perfect. But if they're not willing to learn and get better, take photos, whether that's them learn and get better or hire someone, it's just never going to work. Photos are too critical online. And so many of them, like, I give them tips, and some of them get better, but some of them just don't. And they continually give me crappy photos, and I can't make a beautiful Instagram, a beautiful Pinterest. I can't come up with good content if their photos suck. I'm just going to say it like it is. And it makes it not fun to work on their stuff. I have the most fun working on clients who take good photos. Is it all magazine-worthy photos? No. It just means good lighting. It means using a decent camera or even an iPhone. You can get good stuff. It just means basic composition. But it's amazing how many are terrible at that. And with that, I'm going to piggyback off this one. And I teach this in my course. The client has to be willing to put their face out there. As soon as I get the clients who aren't willing to take photos of themselves, and I don't mean like selfies, as soon as I get them, or the ones who won't do video ever, I know it's not going to work long term either. And I can already call it what it is. And it's just frustrating from my standpoint when that happens. So look for that. And they don't always start off with good photos. Like, my photos, I'm critical, but I'm not that good at it either. Like, I know what a good one is, but I still struggle with that. But the fact is, I'm improving and I'm listening. Number 3, this is kind of critical for starting out, especially for longevity. I want a client, excuse me, who has a business that's making money. When I get somebody who's like, oh, I just want this online business, and they're not generating any income, they can't afford to hire me. It's not sustainable. I like the clients who have some kind of service-based or physical product that they're selling and making a little bit of money so they can cover the cost of me. And I'll tell you, if they're not making money, they're not going to be able to afford me. And a lot of them fizzle out after 3 months. They just do. They like the idea of it, but it's expensive. And so I kind of am very, leery of those type of clients who just aren't making money. And my heart goes out for them. Like, I love starting and helping them, but they have to be getting some sales. They have to be known for something already in order for them to be successful online. So that was number 3. And number 4, of course, is kind of obvious, is communication skills. Some people we just don't gel with, bottom line. I had a client who was always trying to reach me at night. And I had another client who was trying to hire me who she just didn't listen to when I was available and when I wasn't. And she was really, it just seemed really one-sided, the communication. Like, I make myself available and I have gotten a lot of success over that. But I also need a client who's going to say, okay, well, you're not available Sunday. That's okay. Let's do it Monday, or just to be considerate of that. And that kind of goes into the communication. Like, if they're not really listening to what I'm saying and they just kind of treat me like I'm just, so what I say, this sounds like I'm just a VA, like I'm just a little pawn. That's happened. And the truth is, I have other clients, and the clients I work better with are the ones that I communicate the best with. And whatever avenue that is, there's several different ways to communicate. Not everybody's going to be well versed in Trello or Asana or use Monday or Slack or whatever. Not every client is a texter or a Facebook Messenger. And then on top of that, I have my own methods of preferred communication. So we got to just gel, and you can tell when it's not working out. And then every now and then, and tell me if you can relate to this, I get the client where we just like never sync up, especially we're trying to have meetings or we get the time zones messed up and it just never seems to be working out. And sometimes I'm like, maybe this is a sign that our working relationship will be very similar. So you get the knack, the more clients you have, you'll get the knack for that. You'll really see quickly who's working out and who's not, and the different styles of clients. And then to my last one, I think one of the real frustrating things is clients who aren't on time. I know I have a laundry list of things to do, task lists to do for all my clients. And when I have to keep circling back because a client hasn't delivered and they're not on time, or they're always canceling, if they're not timely at all, and that kind of goes into respecting my time, that is not going to work out. So I really like clients who deliver on time, show up on time. And the same goes for me. I'm not going to blow them off and show up late and let, things happen, but there's some clients where that repeatedly happens. And then there's other clients who, when I'm like, oh, I could really use a photo of you holding your bag with your logo on it. And then they get it to me within an hour. That was Wendy. I'll just shout out to Wendy. And like, I needed that to complete my work. And she is really, really busy, but also hyper aware that that's critical and only she can deliver it. So I do have some clients who, they don't like being told what to do, or, it takes them a week, it takes them a month, it takes them 8 months to do something. And that's just frustrating. So, okay. So let's talk about a couple things let me see, how do I show that? Oh, 5 traits I avoid. Okay. I'm going to go through these really quickly. I don't want to sound like a negative Nelly, but some of them relate to the positives. I don't like the micromanager. I've had that happen. And it's good to have feedback. It's good to have a client who is aware of what's going on and know what's going on. But when the micromanager is all up in my business and thinks like I work on their business 24/7, that's not cool. That's usually a flag for me. Another thing I avoid is the clients who, especially long-term, who don't give me praise and acknowledgement. And I come to the table with good ideas and they don't give me the reward, whether that's monetary, whether that's just praise, whether that's more referrals. I do have clients that don't acknowledge that things weren't their ideas, and that hurts. And it makes me not want to work with them. It makes me kind of not trust them, I guess. And I'm not saying I need all of the attention in the world every time I do something good. It's just nice to be appreciated. And some people are better than that at others. My client Tracy, for instance, she always seems so grateful when I help her out. A lot of my new small owner business clients, they always are so grateful just to make progress or get something done. And it just makes me feel so good because I'm helping them. So that kind of feedback, I guess, is really critical. Kind of touched on this, but it's the client who everything is always late, last minute, and a crisis. That's just not the nature of our business. Yeah, tech stuff happens, things go down, things stop working. I can come fix things. Sometimes it's out of our control, but the clients who are in that constant frazzled state, like I just don't work well. I just need to avoid them. I kind of I started this business because I like the flexibility of working at home. I like the freedom to choose what I work on every day. And the clients who act like their business is life or death are just not going to work out for me. And most of them are understanding, but there's been a few that I can look back on and I'm like, wow, I wish I would have stood up for myself more in some certain times, but I'm such a people pleaser and helper. But it's not an awful thing, but they just kind of forget I have a life. maybe that goes down to some basic human skills or just like the nature of their personality. But gosh, I hope I don't sound like a diva. Let me know if I sound like a diva. But I do want clients who, care and understand. And I've had some clients who never bother to get to know me. It just makes it less fun when they don't even bother to know where I live or what kind of work I've done in the past. I'm just like a person in an email. I'm just like a bot. I don't really like those clients. I kind of avoid them. I tend to want relationships. I work alone at home and I love helping my business owners. So the ones that I develop good relationships for are the ones that are lasting and they care. And that doesn't mean I go too far in sharing personal life. I mean, there's a couple clients that I feel like best friends with, but there's that line to draw. But at the same time, I need that emotional human connection. And so in the end, if I had to drop a client because I'm full, which one am I going to drop? I'm going to drop the one that doesn't seem to care. Like, I'll just call it what it is, you guys. I mean, it's not an ideal world. And not all of my clients probably know how many kids I have, but gosh, I feel like I sound like a diva saying that, but you get to this point where you can pick and choose, and you're going to choose the people in your circle, even with your clients, who make you happy, who you get the most joy from. And that's where I am. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. I would love to help you get started and help you find clients and figure out what you need to learn so you can be successful online too. And would you do me a favor, if you have a friend who would be a good social media Instagrammer, manager, Pinterest person, invite them to the club. Invite them over here to our group, because maybe there's something they could pick up and learn and be encouraged and inspired to work from home, which could totally change their business and their life. It will change their life by having a side business. So, all right. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. I'll talk to you later.